What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Phillies win game 2. Even this series, we're going to break it down, baby. Let's go.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, specialized physical therapy, located in Cherry Hill, Burlington, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. The Phillies even up the series, 1-1, a game of major swings tonight. I mean, the back and forth, and you think they're done, then they're back, then they're done, then they're back again. We get through 5 innings, the bats were dead, completely dead. And throughout the show, we'll do Crumb in a week at the end of the show. Obviously, series heads in New York. We'll break all that down. And this is Mets Phillies postgame show on A2D Radio. Agree to Disagree. And we'll get into our poll in 1 minute here. But just a tremendous win. Right, bats were quiet. You think, same old story again. Everybody was thinking it, right? Yeah. They're not going to come alive. This is like we're going to go back. We're going to go to New York down 2-0. Series is over. Right? We were all feeling it. We were all feeling it, and rightfully so. Yeah, rightfully so. We were all feeling it. Now everybody's coming out of the woodwork. This is why you didn't want to see the Mets. Listen, in the postseason, you don't really want to see anybody because everybody's good. This is the whole point. Everybody's good. They got there for a reason. So nobody's saying anybody's bad, right? But, my point is we shouldn't be scared of anybody because we're really good. All right. And there's a game of swings, just a game of major swings. And like I said, you're through 5, 2-0, and you're just like, we're just not going to hit. We're just not going to hit. And then all of a sudden, Harper comes up and it's an automatic to me pitch around them situation. And it felt like they were, and then they weren't, and they made a mistake and see you later. And that just really I think, calmed everybody down a little bit. Now it's 3-2, and you're like, hey, potentially a brand new game in the 5th. Or sorry, in the 6th inning. You're like, brand new game. Brand new game.
You had to answer there too, right, Tommy? Like that inning, whether you came all the way back or not, you had to put something across the board there.
Had to. It was one, right?
Yep.
Whatever you did, you just had to give it something. A signs of life.
Yes.
Right? Show a signs of life. And they did. And then Nick comes up and he hits, we go back to back. And then the place just erupted. And then you get 2 quick outs. And you feel like you're cruising, right? And here we are. Brandon Nemo, here we are, 4-3. 4-3. And we're like, is this real life? Is this real life? And then, credit to the Phillies, right? Credit to the Phillies. Okay. So then we got a 4-3 game. They don't score that inning. Mets don't score top 8. And then here we are with a crooked number again, right? Here we are with a 3 spot again and another major inning and done the other way. Right, you talk about a Stott triple, okay, and it was done by playing a little bit of small ball in a way.
Put the ball back in play, right?
Yeah, put the ball in play, and it was one of the kind of innings we saw throughout the year early on, especially that made us feel like, hey, this team's different.
Mm-hmm.
When they're just making contact and being selectively aggressive and not chasing, right, and just having patience. We talk about patience as a hitter, right? Have patience, your keyhole and stuff, right? Whatever it may be. And they didn't through 5 innings, and then they were able to figure it out. And that inning was another big inning. And now you're like, okay, 6-4, go top 9. Strom gets an out, feeling good. He's got Lindor down, with 2 strikes at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Gives up a base hit up the middle. And you're like, oh man. And then still not sure how he hit that out, Vientos.
Yeah,
right? Because that pitch is
up
up
like
and
it went
away.
straight up.
Yeah, up and away. He gets enough of it. Gets out of the ballpark, and you're like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then we got a 6-6 game. And yeah. And then the Mets just won't go away. They refuse to go away. And here we are. Here we are, bottom 9. And Trey Turner, really great game today. And a great at bat in the 9th, like a 2-out walk. We talk about 2-out walks kill teams, right? And he draws a 2-out walk there in the 9th, right? Isn't that when he got the 2-out walk in the 9th?
Absolutely.
Because he got on base 3 times. So I'm just making sure I don't mess up one of his.
It was the walk. It was absolutely the walk.
Draws a walk, has a great AB. Harper comes up, has a great AB, right? They essentially they pitch around them.
Yep.
They pitch around him there, and they leave it in Nick's hands. And, Nick, like he did all night, he beat him again. And walk off bottom 9. And you just got to feel like now getting into our poll question, Greg, it all ties in, right?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
Getting to it slowly here and just giving a little breakdown of what happened. And then Nora Poll, the walk,
flame a little bit.
yeah, just lighten it up, a little Kindle. This walk-off win will flip the momentum of the series back to the Phillies' favor. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation tonight. What the California dollars? What does that even mean? Canadian? You send $2 in Canadian to us? Love it, Martian. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Greg,
it's so good.
Lead us off, guys. Let's talk for 5 minutes. So,
Tommy, I absolutely agree. I mean, we know playoff baseball, postseason baseball is all about momentum, is all about runs, right? We see the Mets and what they're doing right now. We've seen what we've done in the past, right? Being that hot team coming in, coming into the postseason, doesn't matter who you were playing, but you were just hot. You might not be the better team, but you were hot, right? Well, we stopped that tonight, right? And now we enter Tuesday's game 3, as the hot team, right? We are the hot team. We were finally able to punch them back in the mouth and knock them out for at least one game, right? Yeah. They're super scrappy right now, and they're playing like they can't lose. They can't lose any game, and rightfully so, because they haven't lost many so far. In the postseason, I think it's only 2 right now. But yes, I absolutely agree. And the other side of that too is we got one of our guys on the mound, right? We got one of our dudes on the mound going into New York with the ball in hand. And it's amazing how that game played out, right? Because some of the fan base was questioning the decision, even though he pitched great today. He made one mistake, right? He made one mistake, and the decision was the right decision. But throughout that first 5 innings of that game, it was always going to come back to that decision, right? Was that the right decision in what was a must-win game? Now we feel like that we have that momentum back because we got one of our aces on the mound in hostile territory, ready to nut up, because that's what Aaron Nola does.
Yeah, well said. And I agree as well. And not just because they walked it off in the 9th. I think this team needed to prove to themselves in the postseason that they can string it together. Yeah. Right? That they can win other ways. Right? It doesn't just have to be the long ball. Obviously, long ball is a big part of it. Don't get me wrong. 2 big homers. All right. But what happened after the homers is important. Right? When you talk about that 7th inning, 8th inning, bottom 8, the string hits together, bottom 8 like they did. And then to be able to do the same thing in the 9th, right? To walk it off on a base hit, right? Or a double, essentially, right? A double. Or essentially would have been a double, right? It's an RBI single, but you guys, everybody that has eyeballs and watched it, knows that ball's, down the line. So either way, you find, you can find yourself like, look, this is what we're able to do. We don't have to live and die, by the home run. We really don't. So hopefully that's important. And I think, what up, Keys? He said, Nicky, look at this super chat, baby. Keezy, baby.
Love it, brother.
He said Nicky Cass playing the field was a big play to keep the game 6-6. He's spot
100%.
on. Spot on. I mean, he was tremendous. Like, listen, they said, hey, Nick, we're not letting Harper beat us, even though they did, right? But after that, they weren't going to let Harper beat us, and Nick did. Nick made him pay every time. And so what happens now in game 3 is now they got to make that decision again. Yep. They let him beat him again, and now they might reconsider that, right? They might reconsider that. So, I actually like, Robbie putting Nick after him, especially if he's hitting. If he's hitting like he is right now, it's huge. So, listen, proud of a baseball team that I was out on after 5.
Sure.
I mean, rightfully so.
And you weren't alone, right? The sentiment around, Phillies Twitter and social media was the absolute same, right? Same thing year after year after year, right? Bats went cold against the Astros. What happened? Bats went cold against the Diamondbacks. Bats never even heated up so far against the Mets, and now they have. Right now, they started to heat up. We got the bomb from Schwarber to start off game 1. I wish we could have played into that more. Right, we could have played off of that more, but then we answered back to today, and it was finally good to see.
No, it really was.
Because it was getting desperation zone, right? I think there was starting to become a line on the Walt Whitman, right? Line of cars on the Walt Whitman waiting for everyone's turn just to end it.
Yeah, I know. My line. I was driving up there, but it's a game of momentum, right? It's a game of stuff's contagious, and when you're able to you get a win like this, you hope you can go to New York now and go get 2 up there, right? You don't even want this to come back to Philly.
It'd be nice
for a game 5, essentially, right? You're tied at 1, go win 2, and somebody asks, is Tuesday a must win? Absolutely, it is.
Sure.
You don't want to go down 2-1. It's best of 5.
Like the poll question, we just pulled all that momentum back, right? We just punched them in the face. We want to go up there and throw another. Now we got to throw another bomb, right? We got to throw another uppercut and wobble them, put them on the ropes.
And hopefully it's good for us. Like, hopefully, and when I say by good for us, like maybe going on the road, is good for us here too.
100%.
In a weird way, right? Going up there in enemy territory, you have to sort of rally together. Nobody loves hushing crowds more than most pro athletes. So, you have an opportunity to go up there and take care of business. And it's a huge start by Aaron Nola, right? You never want to say you got to throw goose eggs, but you would love 7 innings and no run ball here.
Oh yeah.
You would love, when I say vintage Aaron Nola, when Aaron Nola was his best.
Yep.
Right. When Aaron Nola was his best, you need Aaron Nola's best outing Tuesday early evening. You absolutely do. And this lineup's got to continue this. Right. They got to continue this because the Mets aren't going to go away.
No.
And you got to believe they're going to, they'll hit it a little bit at home. But now's where you got to go throw that early haymaker in their building.
But the other thing too, Tommy, right, as we shift this to New York, they haven't been home in a while, right? So there's a chance they could get complacent at home, right? They hadn't seen. I mean, with the playoffs, you've probably seen the wife and kids, right? But you hadn't been home for a while, hadn't slept in your bed. They spent the last 2 weeks of the regular season on the road, or at least the last week on the road, and have been on the road ever since, starting in Milwaukee and now here. So hopefully they go home, get that nice sleep in your bed, and then roll into the stadium a little bit complacent, and we can jump on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can hope for it, right? You can hope for that, right? Get home and you let you let your hair down a little bit too much, and you get smacked, right? You got to hope, but knowing the way they played, probably not.
Yeah,
right. Probably not. They haven't died.
Fantasy.
Yeah, they haven't died, so I'm not gonna expect them to go easy here. You know what I mean? They're not gonna go easy. No, it feels like a 4-run lead. Not safe, Martian. You're right. Nerdy Sports Guy. No, I mean, I don't know if it was better than years past. It was 41-40. So, but early on they were really good on the road.
Yeah.
But they're not bad. I mean, they're not bad on the road either.
You're always going to go as your starting pitcher, and we got one of the best, right? We got one of the best going in Game 3. And we got a really good outing out of Christopher Sanchez tonight. I know the decision might not be liked by some. It turned out to be the right one, and I think it was the right one from the jump street. And he pitched well. He just made one mistake. And even that one was a fence scraper, right? You can even question how that one even got out.
No, and you get lucky in a way, right? Because you get this win without throwing them.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you get a little bit lucky.
You absolutely do. Yeah. Now you can turn around and be like, we got Knowles. Now we're right where we want to be.
Yep. Chris Moore said sweep or split in Queens. Well, you prefer to sweep.
Yeah.
Sweep
is ideal.
you don't want to necessarily come back here for Game 5. Right? You would love to go up there and take 2. It might be hard though.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you guys thinking? Do you think that we go up there and take both? Or do you think we're coming back here for a Game 5?
I think we take both, but we got to worry about Game 3 first, right? We got to worry about Game 3. You got to get that. You got to, like I said, put them back on the ropes, put them against the ropes for a second, even though they essentially been on the ropes the whole time. But keep putting them in that position because we are the better team, right? We are the better team. And we just have to continue to press them and make that uncomfortable for them every single game. Because sooner or later, what they're doing, as we've seen, right? As we've seen in the past, sooner or later, that gets exhausting on a team trying to always climb uphill.
No, absolutely. You only got so much of that magic.
Yeah.
Right. In my opinion, you only have so much of like
100%.
the comeback kids. Now, listen, maybe you have more than we think you have. Right. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball on that, but usually that goes away at some point, you would think.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a weather delay, Don. Stevie says he's fine with a game 5. I don't know if I'm fine with a game 5.
I don't know if the city of Philadelphia is fine with a game 5. Even though we'll be home, Pulse.
Yeah, make me home all we want. I don't know if I can handle that. But that's where we'll be. We might be right there. That's what we might be talking about. So, who's going to go game 4, Wheeler?
No, I guess it would be Ranger. I'm just sure Ranger will have some sort of a leash, just because of how much struggles he's had, in recently. Maybe one time through the lineup, 2 times through the lineup, and then go to our lockdown bullpen.
Yeah, it's a little scary to get in that type of game.
It is.
That's why game 3 is a must win.
100%.
I mean, not that the Mets aren't in the same conversation because they got to go through the same stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's where I also think tonight, getting back to today's game, getting to Edwin Diaz was huge. Because he came in, you remember that series, that 4-game series in Shitty Field, he had a 6 or 7 out save, or a 4 out save, or a multi-inning save against us, and we didn't touch him. And the fact that we were able to get to him tonight threw a little chink in that armor. Put a little doubt in their head that, hey, maybe we can't go to Edwin for multiple outs or multiple innings, right? He could be his normal closer self and get his 3 outs in the 9th, or if he comes in the 8th in that high leverage position. But we touched him tonight. We got to him tonight.
Which is
and that's huge.
Especially where we got to him, too, because it looked like he comes in, he gets Schwarber.
Yeah.
And, they ended up winning that decision. And sometimes it's not easy for those guys to sit down.
Yeah.
Right. And rev them back up again. And that's what happened. And it came back to bite them. Colin said, you think Bryce woke up the bats with that home run? Seeing the offense unleashed, needed to carry over. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. I think it settles guys down a little bit. That's what you need Bryce to do. That's why you're paying him the big bucks. You're paying him the big bucks for that exact thing right there. Right?
Absolutely. And I think Bryce so far, I mean, there's been a couple of bats, but I think Bryce so far has done a good job of understanding when they're going to pitch to him and when they're not, and taking those walks when available. And then, of course, the key has been Nicky right behind Bryce to make them pay, especially today, right? Make them pay when they decide to pitch around him.
No, you're right. You're right. I think he's done a good job of that. He's laid off stuff, right? He's laid off a lot of stuff where he's got overly aggressive in the past. Harper, that is, or he'll swing, and get himself out in those situations.
Yeah.
Right. Of not feeling like, hey, they're going to pitch around me right here.
And I want to be the guy, right? Like, I want to do it. And everybody goes through that.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah.
They all want to be that guy. And that's what happens when you're struggling like they were early on. Everybody was trying to be the guy.
Yeah.
And, he's able to get a pitch to drive, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it really did settle everybody down for sure.
Yeah.
But you got to carry it.
And
absolutely
it was nice.
Have to carry it.
And it was nice to see the power stroke, right, from him, because towards the end of the year, he actually got to his 30 number, but it wasn't a normal Bryce power year because of that elbow, right? So it was nice to see, at least, whether he's gotten through it or whether it's, the treatment is working. It was nice to see him power through and go dead center.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. because when it's pouring. The game's delayed. It's pouring in Pittsburgh.
Man, I was wondering what was going on.
What up, Doc? There's Paul. He said 2 guys would swing at everything, had big moments. Turner had a huge 2-out walk in the 9th. Cassie with a home run and a walk. Great win. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, Doc.
They both, even Trey, the first pitch.
Yeah.
And at a bat, it's like, dude, you're just chasing all speed like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're chasing all speed like that. That's, a fringe pitch. It's like, just be patient a little bit.
Yeah.
They want to hop on that first pitch all the time. And sometimes that's where you get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan, you crushed that pitch. Absolutely crushed it. So what do you think? Game 3.
Oh, I mean, I really like our chances. We're facing Manaea, so you're going to have a righty lineup in there, right? So you're going to have Hayes in the lineup. You're going to have Sosa back in the lineup. You're going to have Rojas in the lineup, most likely. We touched Manaea a little bit our last time we saw him. Manaea's pitched probably more this year than he has in a long time. So I almost feel like that he's due to start tiring. With the amount of innings and stuff that he's pitched, and to his credit, he turned himself into a really good pitcher this year. But I think we take it. I think having Aaron Nola on the bump in an atmosphere where he's not going to flinch is going to be absolutely in our advantage. And now we get the first bats, right? Now we get to go jump up 1-0, right? Or 2-0 or 3-0. We don't have to sit back and react to what the Mets do. We get to go make them react to us. And hopefully we can do that, right? Hopefully we can be that team that scores first up there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm thinking probably like a 5-3 game, a 5-3 win. That's what I'm thinking. Marsh says 9-2 Phils. I mean, I would love that, but if we do that, then the series is over. But 5-3, I'll take that too. 5-3 Phillies.
I can see a 5-3, something like today, 6-4, or no, today was not 6-4, but like a 6-4 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was 6-4.
Was it 6-4?
Well, it was until.
Oh, yeah. It should have been. It should have been 6-4.
Until the 2-run homer in the 9th ended up being 7-6.
Yeah.
So, it's close. That's what we're hoping it ended with.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he's still in the chat. I saw over on Facebook comment from Jason Carmone, one of my old friends. He questioned why Estevez for not 6 outs, and I thought he was. I thought when Estevez came in the 8th, he was going 2 innings.
Yeah,
and it shocked me that Topper went to Strom there. It really did. I thought with the off day tomorrow, Estevez was going 6 outs.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were going to do, and they trust Strom, so
yeah,
that's the decision. And the same thing, like probably not wanting to sit him down and rev him back up again.
Right.
Everybody's, they're all different on, how they want to do that. Everybody's a little different, right? In a way.
Yeah, for sure.
On how they go about it. Like every closer is different on how their body adjusts to it. So I think it can go either way,
Yeah.
Will says, huge win. Come on, Noah. We need you. Yeah, we do. We definitely do. Like I said, we need vintage Aaron Noah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what we need. Josh says, do we still trust Strom? I'll say yeah, just because the pitch that was hit out wasn't like he missed.
Yeah.
Right. If he missed, like it was middle, and it got like tattooed, then maybe you can say you don't trust him. I don't know.
I still do. These relievers go through this, right? You're not going to be perfect every time out. And it just happens that our guys right now are doing it together, right? Last night was Strom, Hoffman, Kerkering. Tonight was Kerkering and Strom. You know what I mean? Like it's those, they don't usually go together, but right now they are. But the good news is today we won, right? So when you have those mishaps and you win, it masks it a little bit more and makes it a little bit more easy to trust. But I still do. I still do trust him.
Yeah, me too. Jazz says, do we need to walk Vientos then? Getting close to it. You're getting close. You know what I mean? He's wearing you out a little bit. You're getting close to it, but you're not there yet. No.
Yeah. If Mark Vientos beats us in this series, I'm good with that. As opposed to Lindor, Alonso, right? You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to their guys. And Mark Vientos had a really good year, but if he's going to be the guy that beats us, I can live with that.
Same.
Because I don't think he can keep it up, right? That's the reality of it.
I don't think so either, but you never know, right? That's why I said, like, if he wears you out in game 3, then maybe you're having that conversation.
Yeah. We got 47 people watching over on YouTube, 22 likes. Let's go, boys. Let's start this early. Let's start this like train early. We got to win, damn it. We got to win. Let's go.
Let's go.
So, Tommy, back to the starting Christopher Sanchez. Obviously, it ends up working out, right? Did you, in the moment when it was announced, did you like it? And through 5 innings, did you like it? Did you think it was the right decision?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think through 5 innings, you can complain about everything.
Right.
So, that part, I don't know, right? But leading up to it, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
When you lost last night, you're like,
Yeah.
You're like, hey,
puts a little pause in there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll love to have Nola tomorrow, But I think once you escape with it, then you love it again.
Yes.
So that's how I look at it. Like, maybe you're doubting everything, right? When you're down 2-0 through 5, you're sort of doubting the world.
Yeah.
But once it we came back, it was like, all right, I guess it was good that we did that. Because beforehand, the numbers spoke to it. So you're like, all right, if it's that glaring, you got to do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I was always a big fan of the decision. I thought it could have been the move that flips the series. And it might turn out that way, but obviously it wasn't. He didn't go out there and throw an 8-inning shutout gem, right? I mean, I think he pitched really well. He made one mistake, and we got a Citizens Bank fence scraper, right? Like, we see them happen all the time. We seem to not be able to hit them, but I think it was the right call. And you're right, though, Tommy. Once it works out, and now you're sitting there, you feel like you're sitting there with house money, right? You're arguably your 1B ace is now going game 3, right?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it feels a little better. It's, it's not, you would have liked to get, it would have felt a lot better. You get game 1 too, right? And you're up 2-0 going with Nola Wednesday. But, but at the end of the day, you feel like you stole a win there with Sanchez, and, helps put you in a good spot. Yeah, the start times are terrible.
Yeah. 5 p.m.
This game here might not get played ever.
And it's not like MLB baseball doesn't know about the shadows, right? At the 4:00 starts in Philly. You know what I mean? I know there's, with a West Coast team and a West Coast start, there's not so much they can do, but man, I mean, would a 6:00 or even a 5:00 start kill you? Right? You know what I mean?
Well,
here in Philly, at least on a weekend.
Yeah, I don't think they're like, I don't even get like the weekday 5:08 start time. That's where it's like, dude, just play both games together.
Right.
It's okay.
The fans of those teams are going to watch only the one game anyway.
Yeah, and there's you can swap back and forth too.
Right.
You're allowed to. So it's okay. You're allowed to.
Yeah. It's this thing called the last button. It works.
Yeah, I don't get it. John says run support is the best thing for Nola. You're right, Johnny.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally is the best thing for any pitcher, right? any guy you can get a lead for, you calm them down too. It's like you make the case Harper calmed the lineup down with the homer. You can make the case that you get a 3-0 lead, 2-0 lead for a pitcher, that calms down. That calms him down.
Yeah,
for any guy. Yeah, I just don't get the series times. It's so annoying. Again, you want to make the game better for fans, and you want to do all this stuff, but then in the best time of the year, what everybody waits for, you have people that aren't going to be able to watch the game because of these shit start times,
or go to them if you have tickets, right?
Yeah,
it's such a disaster. Yeah, it never makes sense, but yet they do it every year. Every year there are always these weird start times just because they want the TV. They want the TV dollars.
Oh, hey, stop yawning. The Colin says we know Noah giving up a home run, just need to pray. Nobody on base. Yeah. Hey, you can book it, brother.
Yep.
Let's hope it's a solo.
We love solo shots.
We'd love to get a lead. And not just a small one, Nick, a big one.
Yeah.
Will says need to come out hot on Tuesday. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta get on them early.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just like game one, right? We let them hang around. We let them hang around, and they obviously took it, right? Game three has got to be that same mentality. You can't let them hang around. You can't let them think that they have a shot at winning this game. Take it as quickly as we can so that we can move on and get through their lineup.
Yeah, 4 p.m. ain't solid on a weekday. I think it's a terrible start time.
Yeah.
Weekends, whatever, but weekday, that's terrible. 4 or 5, that's not good for anybody.
No.
But whatever, everybody has their times that are better, right? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, 2 5:30 wake ups. I got nothing. I got nothing right now. And I'm lucky I'm awake. Do I continue to bench Bohm? I don't know. I don't think so, but I want it.
Well, he's obviously gonna start tomorrow or Tuesday, right? We're facing a lefty. He's gonna be in the lineup. But his 2 at-bats today weren't anything better than what was the last month of the season either.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in fresh off the pine, swings at the first pitch. And it wasn't like it was a, cock shot, right? It was a fastball up and in, which isn't an easy pitch to handle anyway. Right? And you just sit there and you almost kind of say, might be part of the reason why you're benched or why you're sitting right now, Alec. You know what I mean? Just because you're in your head. I think he's one of those guys that is pressing right now more than anybody else.
And he did it last season too.
Yep.
He did it in the postseason last season. He was pressing. That first at bat, first pitch swing, and you just come in the game like I know you want to attack fastball, and it's a fastball, but it's just having a little bit more, being a little bit more selective.
Yeah, because it was a big moment too. It was a big moment with guys on base. You had a chance to really do something after in your head being thrown away for the game, right? You had a chance to come in and impact the game, and it just obviously felt like he just we obviously whiffed on it,
Yeah, Alex starts against lefties, so he starts the next 2. But man, his ABs today didn't help him. No, they definitely didn't. And they take a pitch there too. Like you're coming off the bench. You're coming in cold.
Yeah.
Like you haven't seen any live pitching today. Like, that's like to me, that's 101 take. To me.
Yeah.
You're not a pinch hitter. You know what I mean? Like if you were a pinch hitter and you're comfortable with it.
Yeah. That's there's Greg Dobbs. Like
and you're a guy. Job. Yeah, you're gonna come and you're comfortable and you use that role by now, then okay, dude. But you're a starter.
Yeah.
Like come in, see a pitch, get comfortable in the box, calm yourself down a little bit, right? Slow the game down. It's so important. But you come in and because you were sitting, you come in and you try to hit a ball that isn't going to land, right? You try to hit a ball to center fucking city.
Yeah.
right?
Try to put it in Willie Penn's glove.
Jonathan says, still out of breath. What a win. Yeah, it was, brother.
Yeah, it was
Big
awesome,
win.
man.
And Brian, you're right. That's the biggest thing. We got to continue to have solid ABs. Keep the pressure on them and score early and often. I think our pitching is going to hold up. I hope so too. But that's the thing. Like you can see it. They're more patient.
Yeah.
Like I hated Gabe Kapler. I say this to like lessons and kids I coach, right? Like I hated Gabe Kapler. But the one thing he said that I just stuck with me because he's right. And however you want to phrase it, but selectively aggressive.
Yes.
Selected. And what that means is like you get keyhole. Like we do a drill with kids where we put like 7 balls across the plate and remove what your cold zones are. And then we'll do front toss and stuff. Like I'll do front toss and stuff with the balls. Like if it crosses that ball, they're swinging, right? If it's not, they're doing a Pete Rose track, right?
Okay.
Follow it all the way back. And if they swing at one, like a lot of guys, the inside one won't be there. That ball won't be there, right? So I'll go try to get it on guys' hands and make them, because a lot of guys, they want that pitch until they don't.
Yeah.
The same one Alec Boehm swung at, right? Yeah. You want that pitch until you don't. So the more you can see it in situations and track it, the more you're going to be able to recognize it. Now, is it always going to work? No. But if you can teach guys when they're younger to know what their zones are and to be able to keyhole stuff and be selectively aggressive until I get 2 strikes and not be scared to hit with 2. Like if you go up there and you get 2 pitches on the black, okay, well, why are you going to go swing and get yourself out?
Right.
Right? And live and fight. Foul pitch off, right? You start foul pitches off and you're looking for that one pitch again. Right? You're looking for that mistake.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what you saw from the Phillies, right? They started to, lay off of those ones that were borderline.
Yeah.
And be patient and not go just up there being like, you know what, here I go. I'm going to hit an 8-run homer. Right? It's never been done before, but I'll do it.
But I'm going to be the first.
And again, it was nice, Greg, just to see them not totally win this game just on the long ball.
Yes.
Because I think in postseasons of past, and I won't say in 2022, right? But in 2023, it was boom or bust.
Yes.
There was no in between. I thought 2022, we did the little things.
Yeah.
We had the big hits, right? We put balls in play. I think throughout the whole playoffs we did. And yes, did we have big home runs?
Sure.
Absolutely did. No question about it. But we did the little things because we're going to be a home run team. But what's going to separate us is to have the kind of at-bats Stout has.
Yeah.
Right? To have the kind of at-bats Nick had.
And it's the ability to have those. And you're right, Tommy. I love checking the box score and seeing a lot of hits followed up by a lot of runs, right? But not home runs, right? But seeing hits, singles, doubles, right? Like when you're hitting, and you obviously know this, right? Hitting's contagious. We were trying to make that comeback last night. I'm sitting there, single, double. Don't hit a home run here, right? Don't hit a home run yet, because then it clears the bases and takes the pressure back off of the Mets, right? Because now there's no one on. Yeah, you might have gave up some runs, but we're not ahead We're not ahead yet, So when you're down, you want to single them to death, double them to death, and just make that merry-go-round on the bases go, and that's what's so huge with what they're doing right now. Yes.
Jonathan yelled so loud, I think neighbors are worried. Born and raised in South Jersey, living in South Carolina, still bleeding red and blue. Oh my God, fuck the Mets.
Let's go.
Oh my God, yeah, he said fuck the Mets. Absolutely fuck
the
Mets. Where'd you live in South Jersey, John? Where'd you live, brother? I'm a South Jersey guy. Greg's a South Jersey guy. And
hope you're safe through the storms, John.
Yeah, Johnny. And Brian says true. Brian Schmidt says true, Tommy, especially in City Field. Big freaking park, got to manufacture runs. Yeah, absolutely do. And that's how we won in 2022.
Yeah.
Like we didn't live and die off of it as much. We'd have our moments, right?
Yep.
Like, every team has their moments, but we'd have our moments. But we definitely didn't live and die.
But go back to that moment in the Cards, right? That kind of set off that run, right? It was an infield hit. It was a bloop by Segura, right? A hit by pitch. You know what I mean? Like it was all those things that got guys on base and got traffic and allowed the Cards bullpen to shit on themselves. But that doesn't happen if you're boom or bust. And so far, earlier in the games, we have been, but it was so nice to finally see them lock in and know when they had to lock in, right? Like we said earlier in the show, that inning, that fifth inning or sixth inning, whatever it was, you had to score runs that inning. Whether it was 1, 2, 7, you had to answer back.
Yeah.
You had to.
Didn't have a choice. Did not have a choice, Greg.
No.
Will said this could be the defining win today. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, right? Showed a ton of moxie, but it means nothing if we come out flat on Tuesday.
Facts.
Have to ride the momentum. We know Citi Field's going to be rocking. Got to shut them down early. Shut them up early. Yeah, so we're shutting them down either way. Absolutely great. And that goes back to the poll. This walk-off win will flip the momentum of the series back in Philly's favor. And me and Greg both agree. You can still let us know. Chime in, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Join the conversation, baby. And if you haven't, pound that like. Hit that subscribe. Phillies win. We even the series up. It could be so much worse tonight, right? We could be talking about that being down 2-0. And honestly, if we're down 2-0, I don't know if I come on tonight. Yeah, I mean, I might just go to bed. All right, Don, you told me Jesus Christ to go to bed earlier. 96% agree. That's the poll right now. 96% agree.
Yeah, that's how huge the win was.
A lot of people back on. Let's go. That's what we should be.
Yeah.
This is the way you want it. It's the way they want it. Right, Greg?
100%. And it was glad to see them respond too. Right? Yeah, because even so early in the game, the bats, the hits weren't falling, the bats weren't there, but they kept the game close with the defense, right? You had Stoddy with that play. Bryce made a couple good plays in the field. The defense stayed there. And what's one thing I think I know I've tried to give them credit for in over the past years. Casty is the leader of it, but for the most part, this team does not take their at-bats to the field. They're able to separate it, and obviously that's what makes them pros, right? But so many times we see kids and amateurs and whatever level. You take your at-bats to the field, and then you boot a ball. And it's so good to see that this team does not do that over a period of a season.
No, it was nice. It's nice because after 5, it's easy to lay down.
Yeah,
really easy to lay down.
Absolutely.
Joe says thoughts on the pen. Thought Strom executed pitches. Both hits were on pitches out of the zone. Not many walks. Mets are just putting good swings on the ball, in my opinion. I agree, Joe. We talked about Strom, like we're not worried about him because, again, that pitch is like, no, I don't know how you get to that ball. The only way you get to it is you get extended, right? And you're able to keep your hands above it like he did. But, that's the only way. I mean, up and in, you're not getting to it. But obviously, an easier pitch to lay off of, I guess, unless you're Bohm right now.
And he was out in front of it, right? Because took it to left, so he got out early and he was out in front of it, and he just tipped the cap. But I agree, Tommy. I mean, even the pitch to Lindor was up, trying to be a put away pitch, and he just put it. Oh, it was a weak ground ball. It wasn't like it was smoked. It was a weak ground ball in the center field, and unfortunately, though, they did get him started.
Well, that's what he does. He's in the mix of everything.
He's so good.
It's the Acuna effect.
Yeah.
Right. If you keep Francisco Lindor off the bases, it's really easy how you finish this off. Right. You keep Francisco Lindor off the bases, you win game 3 and game 4.
Yeah.
Easier said than done because he's been hot as a pistol. But keep him off the bases, baby. Real simple process. No football talk, Martian. We'll be on Wednesday night and we'll be previewing Eagles Browns, right?
Some of you guys will be on Wednesday night. I might be watched out.
Another one coming through, right?
Oh, right, and it's coming right across the state.
No,
it's hitting Tampa and coming right across I-4. So we're buckling down.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, good old times. And the hurricane season comes very soon. Can't wait. Because I think there might be one more even behind this one.
Keep them coming. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Really is. Really is. No, I mean, we might be talking Phils. Right? Remember talking Phillies on Wednesday night again.
We don't have to talk Eagles. I mean, Eagles-Browns is going to be a terrible game to try and break down anyway. Browns are, jeez. Who would have ever thought you'd be trying to talk for Jameis Winston? Well, I mean, at least for this week, they can leave the massage boy in. Yeah, Wayne, be safe, brother. Be safe.
Thoughts on Dodgers Padres? It goes 5. That's my thoughts on it.
It's 3-1 now, middle of the 5th.
5-piece nug.
Yeah, you knew that series was going to be back and forth. The hottest team in baseball versus their rival, right? Versus their up the freeway rival. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it definitely will.
Who's going tonight for them? Is that King? Is King tonight? Oh, it's Darvish. Darvish tonight. You Darvish. One walk. Come on. Pull him out. Take him out of the game. Take him out of the game. I've got under 1.5 walks, so we can't walk one more. This would be a big game for San Diego, though, right? Hughes obviously on the downside of his career, not the stud that he once was. But if they can steal a game with a Yu Darvish start in between Cease and King, I think that sets up huge for the Padres in their bid to upset the quote unquote Giants. And Tatis leading off the game with a home run is never a bad way to start. Hitting a home run to first is never a bad way to start a game off.
No, definitely not. He could be in his head. I mean, he seems like that. So
yeah, I saw somewhere on Twitter mentioned that there was almost a temper tantrum last night. I missed that, but it's not shocking because we have seen it from Bohm in the past. But I missed it last night in the game. Did you see it?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not, but I heard about it too, but I did not see it.
Yeah. I was curious because I missed it.
I did not see it.
And he's done it before. It is what it is. But maybe that also led to part of, hey, let's sit you down. Let's sit you down tonight. You know, let's get you off your feet.
Sorry, he does hang his head a lot.
Yes.
You know, sometimes he's too emotional with it.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's where you get in your head or you try to do too much and you can't get yourself out of it. Right. We're just calming down and breathing a little bit. Right.
Yeah. Woosah.
Can help you out. But, you know, I mean, that's on him.
Yeah, and like we said and Will said, he's going to be in there in the next 2 games because we're facing lefties. We're going to have Minaya tomorrow or Tuesday, and then they're going to follow that up with Quintana. So it's going to be lefty central here as we get to the crux of this series.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, right, John. Watch him come up with a big hit.
That's what makes his 2 at-bats today so frustrating because he had the chances.
Yeah.
He came up with a chance to have some big hits, and he was just over anxious and wanting to do too much.
You're right. But I'm not going to try to do too much because I am like literally that tired. So we just wanted to come on. We didn't want to mess on you after a big win. You know, and usually we'll do marathons and we'll go, you know, we got no problem going 2 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, Greg might not be back Wednesday, but we'll be back Wednesday and we'll be breaking it down. And who knows, maybe even, you know, who knows, maybe we'll even give you something earlier than that. It's upstairs, Ed. You're right. I mean, I could have chose a bit different hat tonight, but I'm a 4 for 4 guy. They're all the same. You know what I mean? I'm bleeding them all the same. And Mark says Quintana been mostly trash. Need a big Nola in game 3. Oh, absolutely. Nola's got to be
Martin. It's interesting, though, because Manaea and Quintana have been mostly trash in their career, and they get to the Mets, and they turn it around. So I'm waiting for the old Manaea and Quintana to show up as well. Hopefully it's Game 3, and we start with Manaea on Game 3.
Let's hope it's clinching in New York. Johnny said no, then Ranger. I think it's going to be clinching in New York. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'd love to see. Love to see vintage first half Ranger Suarez. That'd be nice.
That'd be great. Or vintage playoff Ranger.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Brian says Bomer had to get out of his head, or has to get out of his head. Might be good. We're going on the road, away from the bank. Needs to let his hands work. You're right.
Yeah, I think, Tommy, I know you've mentioned this a couple of times in the past, right? Getting on the road, getting away from this Phillies crowd and this Phillies drama that always happens at the bank, and right between the booing and right off the rip, and Nicky effing the fans under his breath tonight.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely going to be something good for them to hit the road, get away from here for a little bit, and they know we'll travel. They know we'll travel.
Yeah,
probably
man.
Game 5, Eddie.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get there, brother. We're hoping
Probably Game 5.
We're hoping to be able to close this out in New York and not even have to worry about a Game 5. But if we get there, we'll have our guy. So,
yeah.
I mean,
next two for the Mets are probably going to be Manaea on Tuesday, and most likely Quintana on Wednesday, depending on if they make another move, if it's a do or die game.
Let's go put up 7 and 8 both games. Right? Let's just go pound the freaking baseball.
Let's do it. Let's shut this OMG shit up.
Yes, please. Please. Well, listen, great show, brother.
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
Show. Great win. You know, you can stay on and keep talking to people if you'd like, but
no, we're good. I'm just going to crumb real quick. The ACC refs that keep giving Miami wins 2 weeks in a row. Miami is only undefeated because of the referees. They've been downright awful. I'm not saying the guy called it last week, but you can't tell me that you saw it on video hit the ground. You can't. And then that was 1,000% targeting last night. 1,000% targeting. And I had Miami, so I don't care, right? Like, I bet them. But Miami is still undefeated because of the ACC referees. So shame on you.
Martin said, Tom, if we win Game 3, do you roll out? We were in Game 4. Nah, I keep them on close to rest as possible.
And because he threw 110 too, Marsh, right? If he only threw 80 or 90, you toss around the idea on short rest, but crossing over that 110 barrier to 111, they're gonna put him on ice till we need him.
Yeah, I agree. Brian says, I'll take Wheels in Game 5, but screw that. Let's shut this shit down in New York. Yep. Yes, sir, brother.
I love it, Brian. Thanks for chiming in, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my crumb, real quick. My crumb is just people who like get mad at other people for getting mad at the Phillies, and then when people are excited again, then they're not allowed to be. Like, welcome to sports, right? When teams are underachieving, people are critical. When teams live up to expectations, people are happy again. It's a real simple formula here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a real simple formula how sports work. But it's been agree, disagree.
And real quick, sorry, and especially when the team is built like this team is, right? With all the money and all the stars and all the firepower that we're supposed to have.
We're ready to win now. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, we're allowed to crush.
Yes.
All right. It's been a great disagree. HD Radio brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. That's Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Phillies win, baby. Phillies win. Ring the goddamn bell. We'll see you guys Wednesday night. Everybody in Florida, stay safe. Another one's coming through. Hopefully we see Greg Wednesday. And hopefully we're talking about and then we're talking about, the Phillies going on to the NLCS.
Yes, let's go.
That's the goal. That's the goal, baby. We're out of here. We love you. We appreciate you. On your way out, hit the like, subscribe, follow. Stay with us forever. We out.